Who was Enoch? In the Bible, Enoch is one of the most mysterious figures ever mentioned. He appears early in Genesis, long before Noah, in a world that still felt close to creation itself. But unlike anyone else in his time, Enoch never died. The Bible says, Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. That single line raised questions for centuries. Where did he go? What did he see? And why was he taken alive? Outside the Bible, there's another ancient text, the Book of Enoch, that claims to tell the full story. It reveals what Enoch witnessed after being taken to heaven, including visions of angels, cosmic secrets, and the final judgment. For a time, this book was highly respected among early Jewish and Christian communities. In fact, even the New Testament book of Jude directly quotes it, showing how widely it was known. The Watchers and the Forbidden Secret. The Book of Enoch begins with a dramatic story about angels known as the Watchers. According to the text, 200 of them were sent down from heaven to observe humanity and guide it. But when they saw how beautiful human women were, they broke heaven's most sacred rule. Their leader, named Semjaza, persuaded the others to take human wives, even though they knew it was forbidden. Their unions produced strange and terrifying offspring, the Nephilim, described as giant beings with incredible strength. These creatures began consuming everything on earth, destroying crops, animals, and even people. Humanity cried out in despair, and the angels' actions brought chaos across the world. To make things worse, the Watchers also taught humans secret knowledge, how to make weapons, perform magic, and read the stars. What began as curiosity turned into corruption. Seeing this, God sent 4 archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel, to intervene. They chained the fallen angels deep beneath the earth and condemned them to await judgment. Why the flood happened. In the Book of Enoch, the Great Flood wasn't just a natural disaster, it was a divine reset. Humanity had become so corrupted by the influence of the fallen angels that the entire earth was out of balance. The Nephilim, the half-human giants born from them, were violent, uncontrollable, and consumed everything. People learned dark arts, made weapons, and ignored God completely. The text says that when humanity prayed for help, the archangels carried their cries up to God. In response, God declared that the world would be washed clean, not out of anger, but to give creation a fresh start. The Watchers would be locked away, their children destroyed, and only one man and his family would survive, Noah. Before the flood, Enoch himself is taken away by God, protected from the coming destruction. His descendants, through Noah, would rebuild the world. This ties the Enoch story directly to Genesis, but with far more detail about what caused the chaos. Enoch's journey to heaven. After being taken by God, Enoch experiences something extraordinary. He becomes the first human to travel beyond the earth and witness the structure of heaven itself. Guided by angels, he journeys through multiple layers of the sky, where he sees things no human was ever meant to see. He describes stars that move in perfect order, gates of light that control the seasons, and angelic beings who watch over creation. Enoch writes that he saw the storehouses of the winds, the chambers of snow and lightning, and even the place where souls rest before judgment. Each level of heaven reveals more about how the universe works, and Enoch records it all. Finally, he reaches the highest realm, the throne of God. There, he sees light so bright that it burns like fire, surrounded by countless angels singing praises. From this throne, God speaks to Enoch, revealing the fate of humanity and the punishment of the Watchers. He tells him that justice will come, not through armies, but through a divine figure called the Son of Man. This being, radiant and powerful, will one day judge the living and the dead. Centuries later, Jesus himself would use that same title, showing just how far Enoch's vision spread, prophecies about the end. Times. The Book of Enoch doesn't end with the story of the flood. It looks forward to the final days of the world. In this section, Enoch is shown visions of judgment, resurrection, and renewal. He sees the earth purified by fire and the wicked punished for their deeds. He also sees a new world where the righteous live in peace, with no suffering, no death, and no darkness. The prophecies describe a coming chosen one, also called the Son of Man, or elect one, who will sit on a throne of glory and judge the fallen angels and corrupt rulers of earth. This figure will bring eternal justice, destroying evil forever. What's striking is how closely this mirrors later Christian and Jewish writings. The Book of Revelation, written centuries later, echoes Enoch's same imagery: stars falling, fire from heaven, and thrones of judgment. Some historians believe Enoch's prophecies shaped how people imagined the apocalypse long before Christianity began. To ancient readers, this message was both terrifying and hopeful. Evil would not win forever. The suffering of the righteous would end, and even the angels who once ruled the skies would one day face the same judgment as men. Rediscovery in modern times. For more than 1,000 years, the Book of Enoch was thought to be completely lost. Early Christians knew about it, but by the Middle Ages, it had vanished from Europe entirely. Then, in the late 1700s, something remarkable happened. European explorers in Ethiopia discovered ancient manuscripts written in the Ge'ez language, and among them was the Book of Enoch, perfectly preserved. When it was translated into English in the 1800s, scholars were shocked. They realized this lost text matched quotes found in early Christian writings. The version in Ethiopia was the same book that the early church once read and later banned. For the first time in centuries, people could read what Enoch supposedly saw in heaven. Its rediscovery caused huge debates. Some saw it as a forgotten piece of biblical history. Others thought it was just an ancient myth that didn't belong in the canon. But either way, it changed how people saw early religion. The Book of Enoch suddenly connected ancient Judaism, early Christianity, and modern theology. It showed that many ideas, like fallen angels, the final judgment, and the Son of Man, existed long before the New Testament was written. It wasn't just a discovery. It was a missing link. What the Book of Enoch teaches beyond its wild stories about angels and giants, the Book of Enoch carries deep moral lessons. It teaches that no act of evil goes unnoticed. Even powerful beings like the Watchers must face justice. The book's theme is simple: no one is above divine law. It also warns that knowledge can be dangerous. The angels who taught humans how to make weapons and practice sorcery believed they were helping, but instead, they unleashed destruction. The message is clear: wisdom without responsibility leads to chaos. Enoch also emphasizes that faith and humility matter more than strength or power. He is portrayed as a peaceful man, chosen by God not because he fought battles, but because he walked with him. His relationship with God becomes an example of how humans can live with purpose and purity. Many modern readers view the book as a symbolic warning about pride, greed, and corruption. It reminds us that when humans try to play God, things fall apart. But it also gives hope that goodness, honesty, and faith are noticed by the Creator, even when the world seems ruled by the wicked. Is it true? The question everyone asks is the Book of Enoch really true? Most historians agree that it wasn't written by Enoch himself. Instead, it's believed to have been composed between 300 and 100 BCE, centuries after he lived. Scholars think it was written by Jewish authors who wanted to expand on mysterious verses in Genesis, especially the story about the sons of God and the giants. But even if it's not written by Enoch, that doesn't make it meaningless. The book shows how ancient people understood the world around them, a mix of faith, imagination, and mystery. It reveals their fear of corruption, their fascination with the heavens, and their belief that justice would one day come for everyone, even angels. Whether you see it as divine revelation or symbolic myth, the Book of Enoch changed history. It influenced later biblical writers, early theologians, and even modern films and literature. It bridges heaven and earth, mystery and faith. Maybe that's why people still read it today, not just to find lost knowledge, but to ask the same timeless question: what lies beyond what we're allowed to know?